corpses in their cold tombs. Meat turned to rot, turned to dust, she thought with disgust. The Christians waited in vain for a resurrection that would never occur, and a God who did not exist. A bitter smirk lifted the corner of her mouth. It serves them right. At least for now, the Olympian goddess of war and wisdom still guarded Ostia's main gate with her stern gaze. Minerva, whom the Greeks called Athena, carved in stone with upswept wings and regal helmet. The sight gave the Huntress a measure of comfort. We're not completely forgotten. Not yet. She hid in Minerva's moon shadow and watched her prey leave the necropolis behind as he ventured into the city itself. He strode down the wide avenue of the Decumanus Maximus, past empty taverns and shops, guild halls and warehouses. The man wore all black as camouflage in the darkened town, but he took few other precautions, walking boldly down the middle of the deserted thoroughfare. He clearly hadn't counted on Minerva's vengeful half-sister following in his wake. He passed the public baths, bedecked with mosaics of Neptune, and the amphitheater, adorned with grotesque marble masks, before finally turning off the avenue to wander deeper into the sleeping city. Only then did the Huntress emerge from behind her marble sibling like a statue come to life, as tall and imperious as Minerva herself, moving with such grace and speed she seemed to float on wings of her own. She darted silently from shadow to shadow. With her black hair and clothes, the Huntress melted into the night. Only her silver eyes gave her away, reflecting the moonlight like deep forest pools. As she passed the darkened buildings, she could imagine how they'd appear when full of life. Vendors and merchants would clamor for attention, the perfume of their leeks and lemons fighting the stench of the human urine that produced such brilliant blues and reds in the nearby dye vats. The warehouses would bulge with foreign grain and local salt. Shopkeepers would hawk elephant ivory from the colonies in Africa, fish from the nearby Mare Nostrum, and purple-veined marble from Phrygia in the east, all destined to sate the appetites of the wealthy Romans a day's journey up the river. Great crowds of toga-clad men and modestly veiled women would bustle down the Decumanus Maximus, pushing their way past ragged children begging for scraps. While some headed for the amphitheater's worldly pleasures, others processed to the grand temples to offer sacrifices to Vulcan or Venus, or even to the Huntress herself. But as she followed her prey down an alley bordered by tall brick tenements, she knew this man sought a very different sanctuary. Of the dozens of temples in Ostia, a full 15 housed a cult dedicated to a single god, a deity not numbered among the Olympians, one who would never claim as many followers as the Christ, yet one who held the power to destroy her. Mithras. Her heart picked up speed. This could be the end of her search. The most famous of Mithras's sanctuaries lay at the end of the alley, the Mithraeum of the Seven Spheres. Unlike the Olympians' temples, graceful public edifices with open colonnades and wide entrances, Mithras's shrines lay tucked into caves or small buildings where his rites were kept secret from all but the cult's initiates. Harmless rites, honoring a harmless god. Or so the Olympians had once thought. Now the Huntress knew better. Fire scorching my flesh, water flooding my lungs, torture of both body and soul. The memories cracked across her brain like a whip. She forced them aside, turning her attention to the temple before her. From the outside, the Mithraeum seemed no more than an unadorned shed of layered brick. Locked iron grates sealed off the single small window and narrow doorway. The Huntress had searched the Mithraeum before and found no evidence of her father's prison. Then again, the cult's leader, the Pater Patrum, was notoriously wily. The entrance to their lair might be here after all, she hoped, taking a careful step closer to her quarry. The young man in black fished a pair of lockpicks out of his pack.